And I did say that a little bit last year, but I didn't do power rankings last year, so there's no video evidence of it. So just ignore that I just said that I said it last year, because nobody can really prove it. Welcome back to Dino's Draft House for NFL Week 8 Power Rankings. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to be doing our list from 14 to 1. Now, when I first started this list, it was before Monday Night Football had even started. So a couple things are going to have to change. And as it was pointed out to me, I may have jinxed the 49ers, as I had them in my number 1 spot to start. You'll have to stick around to see where they landed. What is an immediate effect right now, however, is I had the Bucs at number 14. I'm going to let them be edged out. I'm going to put the Vikings in at number 14. Yeah, the Vikings during Monday Night Football looked fantastic. That looks like the Vikings we kind of expected to have this whole year. They've been kind of on the wrong end of close games. You know how that goes, but now they have 3 wins and they're not out of it anymore. This was a big win for them. And it's not like the 49ers played poorly. The Vikings just outplayed them through and through. So they get a spot on the list today. It's the last spot, but hey, they're on it. Vikings at 14. At number 13, we're going to have the Seahawks. Yeah, they played the Cardinals, which is kind of an easier win, though the Cardinals have been hanging in for a while. They got a score in every single quarter. When you look at the stats, it was a fairly even game. Even the punting was only off by 1 yard on average for both of these teams. What the Seahawks did was they capitalized and they got the points on the board. They got the kicks when they needed to make sure that they got points with their drives. And that's what kept them alive, and that's what a good team needs to do. So I'm going to have the Seahawks at number 13. At number 12, we're going to have the Falcons beat the Bucs, who previously I was expecting to win the division. Now they still certainly can. However, being a divisional game, Falcons versus Bucs, and the Falcons winning has to make them have a spot on this list, especially because they are now leading their division. A fairly even game, much like the Seahawks one. However, they did outrush the Bucs by 83 yards. So I guess it wasn't that even after all. Maybe I should watch what I say. The other stat lines looked more or less even, however. And a division win to give the lead over the division? Well, every division leader will have a spot on my list. That's why we do it by 14. It's who we expect to be in the playoffs. So, Falcons will be on here. At number 11, I'm going to be a homer and have my Bengals. We had a bye week, which wound up pushing us into last place in our division, so maybe we don't belong on this list, but I'd be damned if I was going to put the Steelers on this list. No, not my list. In fact, spoiler alert, every team except the Steelers from the North will be on this list. So we had a bye, so there's not that much to talk about. The Ravens have not had their bye yet. They're leading the division. So we'll see how that pans out once they get into bye week territory. But for now, Bengals at number 11. At number 10, I have to put the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are lucky to be at number 10. It's a good thing that I'm going all homer, and I wanted my Bengals where they were. Well, the Bills might have dropped down even farther, but I couldn't really justify putting the Bengals higher than them based on everything, but it's fine. But you know what, Bills, all I have to say to you for right now is boo, boo, boo. You lost to the Patriots. Disgusting. You struggled against the Giants. You lost against the Jets. What is happening to you, Bills? We Buffaleved, or whatever it is. I've still got Buffalo up for you. You're still on my list, but you are number 10. And you better check yourself, because right now, you're looking like maybe a wild card. And I don't know about you winning your division, so number 10 for now. Pour yourself a fresh subscription to TSST. Down 1 spot, I'm going to have the boys. They were also on bye, but that's also kind of why they had to go down 1 spot. There's not much to talk about, but I think that other teams that performed well did move up past them. So the boys will be at number 9, which the Browns probably should have had their spot from last week anyways, which is a good lead-in because the Browns are going to be at number 8. Well, they probably should have been last week, but, you know, a little homerism went in there. However, the Browns' defense is the real deal. The offense is struggling a little bit. You got Deshaun Watson out, though I don't think that's as bad as some people are making it out to be. Other people like myself, there's a lot of us that are like, yeah, he's really not that good. I'm not saying PJ Walker's the answer or that good, but the offense is functioning without him just fine. Chubb is a much bigger deal being out of the offense for them and being out for the whole season. However, Ford has been proving to be an amazing running back. And they got Hunt back, and he's doing work where he needs to do work. I think the Browns are definitely going to at least wild card in. I don't think they're going to lead the division, but hey, cheers to you, Browns. I think you're going to playoffs this year. Moving down 5 spots to number 7, we're going to have the Lions. What a disappointment, Lions. I told you last week, all you had to do was win. Beat the Ravens for me, and you would have had the number 1 spot. No. You didn't just lose to them, which would have been mostly fine, I guess. No, you got spanked. I mean destroyed. There's nothing good to talk about that game as far as what you guys did. So yeah, you're moving down a ton of spots, and you should take a long, hard think about what you did. Letting the Ravens win like that. Ugh, it's disgusting. For shame. For shame. You should have a relatively easy division, though. The Vikings are making that look a little different after today. So maybe you'll be contending with the Vikings. Green Bay and the Bears they're out of here. So, hey, they're not competition at least. I'll see you in playoffs. Make sure you tackle that like button. At number 6, moving up 3 spots, we're going to have the Jaguars hanging in there. A team that is just scary this year. However, the game they played, they had 31 less overall plays, 13 solid minutes less possession of the ball, 2 more penalties, a less efficient 4th down, and less first downs. They had 77 less total yards and 1 single yard more for rushing than the Saints. When you look at the stats of the entire game, I'm not sure that the Jaguars even won, except the part where they did win. They made it count when it mattered, they got the points when they needed to, and they persevered through and got the stops where they needed to. Sure, maybe they let the Saints get too many yards on the field, but they stopped them when it mattered. That matters, so you're not going to be super high, but you're moving up. So number 7 for you, Lions. Shit. But you're moving up either way. So number 6 for you, Jags. Staying even in number 5 from last week, we're going to have the Ravens, and it pains me to put them in this spot. I really don't want to. I did the Ravens, the thorn in my ass, just my entire life as a Bengals fan, just a thorn in my goddamn ass. Always getting in the way of shit. They're winning when they're not supposed to, in my opinion. And they just spanked the Lions. They used that big raveny bird fucking brain to lead the Lions right into traffic so cars just hit them over. And then as soon as they're dead roadkill, they went there and picked the Lions apart. Just just fucking destroyed, feasted on them. All with their stupid, really smart bird brains. God, Ravens are beautiful creatures when they're in the wild and using traffic to get their food, but not when it's at the compromise of my Bengals. Damn it. Anyways, they're a really good team and they're looking awesome. Yet the Ravens had 5 sacks and an interception. They had a nice even spread between all of their players. 6 players with over 2 receptions. Oh, and the 4 players with just 1 reception? Yeah, Gus Edwards had 80 yards. 80 of them. Yeah, they used the entire roster on this one. The Ravens played a complete game and destroyed the Lions. They're going to be at number 5. Down 3 spots, we're going to have the Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins, you lost to a good team in the Eagles, so you don't get to move down that far. You're going to keep a nice top 5 spot in the rankings. But 10 penalties to the Eagles, 0. Now, I don't know about me, but that seems just completely normal and fine. I see no reason why that would be suspicious at all or in any way controversial. Seems downright standard. Maybe you should just get less penalties there, Dolphins. Maybe you should get your eye off of the Zebra Crew. I don't know. Anyways, you're going to be at number 4, so yeah. Number 3, I'm going to keep the 49ers the same from last week. Little tempted to put them farther down, except the Vikings played out of their minds. They lost to a very good Vikings team today. Wow. I mean, Purdy still put up over 300 yards. Some bad interceptions in there for sure, and that's definitely what cost him the game. Letting that score happen from the Vikings right before the half, too, really not good. Little clock management can go a long way there, 49ers, I'll tell you what. Overall, not worried about the 49ers. Purdy did look shaken. I guess that's what a really experienced quarterback and overall team can do to you. You're staying the same. You're staying at number 3. I really believe in you as a team overall. I mean, you're going to be in playoffs. You're probably leading your division either way. So, yeah, you stay at 3. Yeah, I guess I should probably mention that maybe I cursed him by preemptively putting him in number 1 in my power rankings before the game started, trying to be efficient. This takes a lot of time to record these videos and edit them, and you have to have them all out during the week. Screwed the pooch on that one. Jumped the gun. So yeah, they're at number 3, and the Vikings weren't on the list at all, and now they are on the list, so that's what I get for trying to be efficient. At number 2, pains me. Gonna have to have the Chiefs up 3 spots from last week. My rankings went all over the place this week. Oh my gosh. I've been saying it all year. They don't look as good as they have in the past. They don't do that. Well, this last week, they looked as good as they have in the past. That is just a fact. And I did say that a little bit last year, but I didn't do power rankings last year, so there's no video evidence of it. So just ignore that I just said that I said it last year, because nobody can really prove it. Well, they did play the Chargers. They looked like the Chiefs of old. The Chargers are kind of crap, but 415 yards passing, that's the Mahomes we're used to seeing. 7.5 yards per play, that's pretty goddamn good if you ask me. They need to work on the run game a little bit. That was pretty weak. When you're passing like that, I guess why would you need to necessarily? But when you need the run game, you need the run game. So I definitely think they need to do some work on that, seeing as though Mahomes was the second leading rusher this week. But he was only second by 3 yards, and Mahomes, though he's slippery, is not a running quarterback. He's not. That's not his skill set. So that needs to get worked on, but the Chiefs have been good for so long. They're going to do fine. Yep, they're number 2, strongly number 2 right now. I'm confident in putting them there. So, yeah, congratulations, Chiefs. And up 2 spots, I'm going to have at number 1, the Eagles. That's right. Got a great win over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a solid team. They were my number 1 team last week, so that's telling you something. Well, unless you don't respect my opinion, then it's not telling you anything. It was a very well-balanced game when you look at the stats through, but the Eagles just came out on top, managed the yards better. There was a couple turnovers against them, but they made it work, and they only had to punt the ball 1 time, and they were 4 for 4 on 4th down conversions. Ballsy. Very, very ballsy, but very efficient, especially against a team like the Dolphins. Like if you're playing a lesser team, let's say, I don't know, the Panthers, and you go for it on 4th a bunch, like, okay. When you're going against the Dolphins, a complete team, and you get 4 for 4 on 4th downs, it's ballsy and good, and you did it, and you won, and you get number 1 in the power rankings. Good job, Eagles. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. You took where the Lions were supposed to be. We had one deal. We had a deal, Lions. You beat the Ravens, you helped the Bengals stay in it better, and you get the number 1 spot. You screwed the pooch, and that's why you're down. Anyways, the Eagles have the number 1 spot, and I don't feel bad about it anymore. I don't care. The Eagles are really good, and the Lions, I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. I still like you. Please love me, but why, Lions? Why? Yeah, Eagles at number 1. Well, anyways, this has been our Week 8 NFL Power Rankings. Thank you for spending your time here at Dino's Draft House and with TSST. Leave me a comment. Tell me what your favorite animal is. Or anything else, I don't mind. And have yourself a good rest of your week.